pastor that came, Brother James, and invited us to come, he was here for 3 or 4 years. I don't remember exactly how long.
Brother Wilkins was a preacher back then, and later on he told us he was retiring.
Brother James left, and Horace, actually, he preached for about a year. He was our pastor, really, for about a year.
And I served as interim pastor there for about 9 months.
And we had a pastor search committee, and had a few come and preach, and we discussed them. And
well, that's always an experience for sure, yes. But it wasn't anything bad. We had a good group of folks here at the church at that particular time. So
they brought this young fella down there, Brother Wilkins did, and said he lived in the neighborhood and he was looking for a church in the neighborhood. And of course we become acquainted, and shortly after that I sat in on the pulpit committee, and we went up to his church and he came down here, and then we voted him in. I told Billy, I said, I understood he was wanting to raise money, and so I said, we don't have any money, and we're not going to have much money to pay you, but if you can help us out, you know. But I said, now I'm going to be watching you and see what you do with that money.
God was calling me here, and I came and I told them I would come down, and, you know, they were without a pastor in a transition of one. Horace at that time was interim for them. So I just said, well, I'll come down on Wednesday night and walk through those doors on Wednesday night in the basement with a tin roof. As I walked out, the Holy Spirit was so strong on me, I knew that whether they wanted me to be down here or not, I knew God did. And I just said, Lord, I just leave it up to you.
It didn't take long for him to decide that he wanted to be here, if that's what you meant. He wanted to be here, and we wanted him to be here. And we had at that time, I don't remember the membership it wasn't a lot of folk, but we had a lot of good folks.
We started off, we had 5 acres of property, and we were landlocked, and we really need land on the east side of us and really the west side. People didn't understand it was just a big hole in the front, and to build here, it was going to be a Herculean effort.
When Billy came, he wanted to expand, he wanted us to grow, and we were ready to grow. So then they built the sanctuary on top, which is now the nursery, but that was a nice sanctuary back in the time. And then of course, as things progressed, we were able to build the sanctuary that we have now. And Billy guided all of this.
Having staff this with you, actually Wayne was here when I came, Wayne was just kind of leading the singing there in the basement. He didn't really know how God was really calling, but then he had to realize he was.
He approached me and he said, Wayne, Horace is not here today. Horace led all of our music. We need you to lead the music. I said, I can't do that. He said, yes, you can. I mean, we had 5 minutes before time to start. I said, I've never done it. I can't do it. He just walked off and said, you got to do it. I said, wow. So I got up there and I was nervous, but I did it. And then the following Sunday after that, him and Horace both approached me and said, we think you did a great job last Sunday. We want you to lead the music from now on. So I said, well, I'll do it till the Lord sends somebody to take it over. Well, that was 30 years ago, and I'm still doing it.
He ordained me as a pastor on October the 10th, 91, just right after he came. And this church has really prospered under his leadership, or the leadership of the church. And we're still prospering and still moving forward, even during this tough economic times.
Through those years of that ministry, our actual staff has been together for over 30 years since I've been here.
It's been a very good team with Wayne, my dad as assistant pastor, and Brother Billy as senior pastor. They have worked together the entire 30 years that Brother Billy has been here.
We've seen hundreds of people saved and baptized in the ministry of this church, and thousands of them through the mission work we have overseas in the Philippines and North Africa.
I can hardly think of a time at a staff meeting that there's been a disagreement between the three of them as to the direction we should go in after some discussion about different projects and different things that we've had happening here.
Do I love the people I do? They're my family. You don't serve with them 30 years and be as close as I am to them and not be family if they don't feel that way. And I'm not talking about just in the spiritual sense, but I'm talking about just in friendship. It comes close to you. They become close friends and family.
I can't think of a better person to have brought this church to where it is today over the last 30 years.
30 years, it's hard to believe it's been 30 years because that's went by fast.
I think Brother Billy is the component that has kept this going so well.
So it's been 30 years since Billy's been here, and we hope that we'll have him for 30 more. I'm sure I won't be around, but maybe he will.
I mostly want to talk about Brother Billy. My dad means a lot to a lot of people.
He was a railroad man all his life, most of his life. He was like me. He was in the Marine Corps for a while too before all those times.
Come into the house and go in the kitchen and get him a cup of coffee and a fried pie or whatever. He visited my husband an awful lot, and my husband was in and out of the VA just about all the time.
All these years I've known him, he's such a good man and a godly man. I think he listens to God. I know God talks to him to tell him what to do, or our church wouldn't be as good as it is, I don't think.
And he has been quite the mentor to me. He has shown so much wisdom in so many situations.
I just could not have asked for a better man, somebody that I love dearly, to go through life with.
They would go out and all you would hear about is this preacher, this hot rodding around town, driving real fast in these cars, and come to find out it was Billy who was taking my mom out. So that was kind of terrifying in the beginning, but it was it ultimately it all worked out and everything is good.
I feel very fortunate that we grew up in a home where, our dad was our rock. He was always, there, and we could always count on him. He provided for us.
Billy, I really couldn't ask for a better soulmate, a better husband than Billy. When we got married, I told him he was marrying the mission field, which is true. But and he has he does so well with so just outside the church, just like my family and friends, where they really need the support and the understanding, and nobody can really bring that to them like he does.
I'm truly thankful that he is in her life or in our life, so to speak. His presence has made it a lot better, especially from where we came before they met. He has truly been a good influence. He's been good for her and been good for us.
He's always taught us, you can do everything with God. And whenever we have an issue, he'll always say, okay, can I pray for you? Or we'll even call him on the phone and he'll be like, okay, great, I'll pray for you right now. And it's wherever he is, he'll be driving on speakerphone and he's praying for us.
He has a very big heart. He cares for everyone so much here at the church and pretty much everyone he meets.
Growing up, you kind of get used to some things, but I wouldn't trade anything for it in the world.
He makes us laugh. He's very good at preaching here at the church. He has a very big heart. He cares for everyone so much here at the church and pretty much everyone he meets.
It's a known fact our pastor is ADD. And he shoots from the hip a lot of times. But if you know the man's heart, you gotta love him.
He loves fast cars, he loves snow, he loves the mountains. He likes to look at the beach but not be on the beach because he doesn't like sand.
He doesn't like getting in the water.
He's an excellent storyteller. I think I love that so much about him when he's preaching. he'll start on a story, and then he'll chase this rabbit over here, and you're like, what in the world? Why is he even bringing that up? That makes no sense to me whatsoever. But before the sermon is over, he ties it all together.
Like a little Southern rock.
Oh yeah, he loves a little Southern rock.
Probably don't even
Loves
understand
his
that.
bluegrass. And I think he does love country music, even though he doesn't admit it. But
I think that's what I take most from my younger time with him, is to have kept me out of trouble, more so when I was younger, for the most part.
He's always late. It don't matter what you're doing, he's gonna be late.
But Billy is still my number one friend. He really is. He's always stood by me and seen me through a lot of things.
Billy is, and always will be a great pastor and a great friend to all of us.
He's everybody's pastor.
We love you, Papa.
We love you.
We love you.
I'd like to, just thank the people that's placed their trust in me here at this church and in this community, because sometimes that overwhelms me. It warms my heart, but at the same time I realize that very, very intelligent business people, very, very intelligent individuals in this church that are leaders in their jobs and in their community, but how they will follow me as a servant leader. And I don't try to lord over them, but for them to trust me with the level of trust that they put into me, I want to thank them for that. Because a lot of pastors don't have that, and they run in and get involved when they're trying to do things. But at the end of the day, these guys in this church has trusted me to a point of the fault, I guess. That's how much they trust me. And I can't thank them enough, and that humbles me. That really humbles me.